or 2 days because we cover some of the basics that everybody can utilize. So with that being said, what we're going to start with is when you come on board with your virtual portal, you get 3 different sites. You get your .com site, you get your .net site, and you get your free vLeads magnet site. And I want to explain today what the difference between all of those are and how you're going to leverage each of these sites to build your internet business. It's all completed for you, and you don't need to have any technical know-how, as you already know, but you do need to get the word out, just like any good business owner needs to. So let's start with .com. What is the function of .com versus .net and vLeads Magnet? Well, of course, the function of the .com site is simply to exchange money and promote the product. So if you have a customer that is not yet in the business, you would send them to your .com site. For example, we're going to use janesample52.yourvirtualportal.com. So that's pretty easy. Actually, you know what? We need to just use regular Jane Sample for this, for the purpose of this, because I want to show you how it all works together. So, but realize in your case, you can have all of these the same. This is just something I need to do to illustrate the point. So, this is the place, of course, that money is exchanged. After that, immediately, you are going to go to yourvirtualportal.net, and you are going to make your vSmart. And everybody will go to yourvirtualportal.net. At no time will you ever need to go to log in to a site you already have or start a new site. At no time on the administrative side will you need to go to Jane Sample, whether it's janesample.yourvirtualportal.net or Jane Sample 52 from an administrative standpoint to update your vSmart. That is only when you are giving someone that URL in order to promote your business. So we'll get to that in one moment, the difference between the two. So for now, everyone, when they go to make their vSmart, their first one, their second one, or their third one, because even with the base model package, you're getting 3 vSmarts. You're always going to go to yourvirtualportal.net. So you're going to create a new vSmart. The new vSmart, whether you're on 1, 2, or 3, is always going to be derived from www.yourvirtualportal.net. I've got my screen enlarged here so that you can see it very big, but realize when your customers go here, this is what it's going to look like, with, of course, the video here in the corner appropriately placed, and anything you're writing on the left side in the wizard is going to show here on the right beautifully. The first thing that you're going to do if you are a distributor is you're going to make your vSmart that is YVP brand. It is so important that you do this because that is what makes your vLeads magnet. So if that's the one nugget you get today, which there will be more, that is the most important thing to understand. So let's run through very quickly how to make one. And then we're going to go on to when you're using vSmart for your own business, which has nothing to do with YVP. Enter your unique name of your Join Now page. So we've already determined we are Jane Sample today. .yourvirtualportal.com. So what that's saying is any leads that come in as a result of your vSmart, you want them to be forwarded to your .com site, in this case, janesample.yourvirtualportal.com. Your order number and promo code is going to be located on your receipt from when you first came on board and you got a welcome letter. Please go get that. In this case, we're just going to write that it's 12345, and we're going to move past it. Definitely write your name in here because sometimes people can't find their own site, and it's easy when you call support or email support@yourvirtualportal.com to find you by your name. We want to personalize this with all of your information from YVP. Notice how you can click this button because we're making the YVP brand vSmart right now in order to get that vLeads magnet. Everyone must do this if you want to use the free vLeads magnet, which is the 30-day free trial. So you press the button. Notice how everything is created for you. Everything is already there, with the exception of a few items that will tell you. It says fill your name in here, so we're simply going to write Jane Sample. And if you want to write something different, the best, your virtual portal distributor, have at it. Do what you like. Everything is already filled in for you. Let's fill in your phone number, just these few things. You need to go fill in on your own. And we like to have this way where you fill it in because people's phone number changed, people's Skype changed, people's email changed. If you don't have any of these, like Skype, don't worry about it. You're filling it in now. But if you don't fill it in, it's fine. It's not going to show here on the vSmart. Realize, please, that all of these links are already created for you as well. For example, you've got link 1 that's already made because here is your number 1, your Facebook. I always tell people, please write something catchy here. Don't just write like me on Facebook. We've elected at this point to write YVP Facebook contest. But if you want to change that, let's say you don't want it to say contest. Let's say you want it to say training schedule. Then simply change it. Although it's already made for you. Now we've got some teams that don't prefer, for example, what we've written, they want to change it to their own. Totally fine. Do that. But you have to start with this YVP brand template in order for it to generate, again, your vLeads magnet, even if you make changes. If you want to change this link, go ahead and change it to something different. And a link simply is, I'm going to put it back, it's where you want it to go when your customer or prospect presses the button. So you can see here, all this is facebook.com/yourvirtualportal. Again, already made for you, just showing you the anatomy of the vSmart and how simple it is for you to make changes. The same with every other link here. Let's scroll way down to the bottom where you'll see new directions. This is if you want your leads to go right to your Join Now site, go ahead and write exactly what your Join Now site is. and it gives you a guide how you need to write it. So we're just going to follow the guide. Your finished vSmart marketing page will be saved here. Now, we have to write 52, or in this case, it's already taken. Let's find a number that isn't taken. We're going to do Jane Sample 44 dot yourvirtualportal.net. What you're doing is you are giving your vSmart a name. The only reason I haven't made it Jane Sample is because we've done Jane Sample over and over again, and of course that URL is already taken, janesample.yourvirtualportal.net. So you'll just want to go through and find whatever it is that you want. If you are Jim Smith, you might want to name it Jim Smith. Jim Smith number 2. Whatever the case is, you give it a name. We're going to go with 44 now, since 52 is already gone. And we're going to hit the Submit button. And do you see how immediately your vSmart is made for you? So notice that the simplicity of the wizard allows people immediately to hit the ground running. And they don't even need to see this video that we're doing now, because that video that I showed you in the upper right-hand corner of that wizard explains the same thing in 7 minutes. So with no hand-holding at all, you've got instant duplication opportunity when people log into the wizard that we just left, that black background wizard, because of the video on the right. So realize what you've just made is everything vSmart. This is what it looks like on a laptop and a desktop. Now let me show you what it looks like on a smartphone. Now, this is what it looks like on, say, an iPad or a tablet. It's going to regenerate itself and look a little different depending on what size is being looked at. Here's your template, your tablet. So it just depends what's calling it up. It's smart. That's why it's called the vSmart. It's very smart. Smart because it'll know what is calling it up and regenerate itself, and smart for smartphone. That's what a vSmart is, V for virtual. We're going to go back here realizing that 44 is what we're actually using for the vSmart instead of 52. Let's just update this so that we can keep on pace with our guide. So we can check these two off of the list. I think you'll agree. The janesample.yourvirtualportal.com, the money-making or transaction opportunity site. Then you've got janesample44.yourvirtualportal.net, which is your vSmart. Some people call it the .net site. Some people call it their portal. That is, we've only made so far the YVP brand. We'll be getting to selling lotions or potions or pizza or whatever the case is in a moment. But let's realize what has also already been made for Jane Sample in order to get 30-day free trial and unlimited people able to use a vSmart for 30 days, and she gets credit for it. And you see this site being advertised all over Twitter, all over Facebook, at the bottom of people's email signatures. So let's go ahead and show you what I mean by that. We're simply going to copy that. I just hit the, I'll show you on the clipboard here. We just hit copy. And everybody's ends with /FreeBSmart. So whatever you just made, /FreeBSmart is going to be your freebie leads magnet. Notice how the first one that I showed you did not say the word free. This one says free. That's how you know you are on your version of the vLeads magnet. We're going to create a new vSmart from the free vLeads magnet. And watch what happens. And I can stress one more time that even if somebody is brand new and they're on the other side of the world, which is very typical in our business, they are able to do this the moment they start because their welcome receipt tells them what to do. It says, go to www.yourvirtualportal.net and go make your vSmart. So that's step one. On their welcome receipt, it tells them where to go. Step two is the fact that how to create a vSmart tutorial is right here in the upper right corner. So if any of your customers or distributors indicate they need help, they need some hand-holding, it's really all there for them. They need to just read their receipt that says, you know, welcome to your virtual portal. Here's what you do to get started, step one, and then just go do it. Watch this 7-minute video if it's not self-explanatory, which most of this is. So that's why it is so duplicatable. If somebody has a little bit of ambition and want to be successful, it's all there. Let's explain now what this says. It says, enter your unique name of your Join Now sign-up page here. And notice how it's grayed out where it says Jane Sample. That's on purpose. And then there's a red slash in a circle and slash indicating you cannot change this. The reason is, if you put this URL out on Twitter and you don't know 1,000 people who click on this, which is very likely, you won't know these people if you're using it as an internet business. Or, of course, you could give this URL to the local pizza shop owner so they can have their own vSmart. In any event, you don't want anyone to ever change this because this is what gives you credit. This is what drives, if you scroll down to a vSmart, the powered by janesample.yourvirtualportal.com. So you want to make sure that when someone clicks through, they are going to your .com site, your original site where there are transactions able to take place. So that's why when people say, I can't change it, the answer is great. We don't want anybody to change it because we want to get you credit, make sure you get credit without any interference from anybody changing it. It'll also say free sample limited time. So let's pretend now that I'm the pizza shop down the street. We're going to call it Joe Pizza. Because now we're acting as the person that you have allowed to use the 30-day free trial, the vLeads magnet, we call it. Personalize or change your vSmart video texting tool. So we're going to say the best pizza in town. Let's just say discounts with this VSmart, or with this advertisement, or whatever the case is. Let's go collect a video from YouTube. And what we're actually doing right now is kind of killing two birds with one stone, in that we're showing you also how to build a standard VSmart. This is the same type of thing that is included in this 7-minute video. It's the same type of thing that you see all sorts of videos all over the internet building a VSmart. So we're giving you the standard training right now too, in addition to VLeads Magnet. So the ease of your virtual portal is the fact that you always come to this home base and it never changes as far as directions. Now you can change this every hour if you'd like. Let's go to YouTube. We're just trying to find a Papa John's video here. So we're simply clicking on whatever we want the link to be. This is your link. You simply right-click and go ahead and put it in your YouTube video URL. Do you want to allow for text? Yes. Let's just fill in a few icons. Let's say we want to have people pay for their pizza before they get there. We'll just call this pizza on the fly. And then what this pizza owner would do is simply go to PayPal and create an invoice, for example, on PayPal that is one for a large pizza, with 2 toppings, one for a medium pizza with 2 toppings, whatever the case is. Make invoices one time only at PayPal, and then simply put that PayPal URL here. So what we're going to do is just write paypal.com right now for the sake of this discussion. And what it will do is simply interface with PayPal in 2 seconds. It's just that quick. But you need to go to PayPal and make your invoice. So that's a different training, but that gives you an idea how you can actually use VSmart to use it as a checkout system without having to get a merchant account. A lot of people that come to our trainings either they don't want to pay for a merchant account because it's too expensive, so they just need a different solution to taking credit cards. That's why vSmart is so cleverly positioned for people that can't afford a merchant account. They don't want to commit to the merchant account requirements. Perhaps a merchant account says you need to have 25 transactions a month. When people are first starting off in their small business, they may not have 25 or 50 transactions per month. So this is a perfect solution for a small business, or a large business to check out and actually make transactions in their own business. Let's go to a different video. Let's say we want to show what the secrets of making great pizza are. Well, we're going to go simply click on that video. We're going to right click. And we're going to put it, since we already right clicked, we're going to go ahead and put it in the URL. And then let's just go back and put whatever the icon is. We're going to just use, say, YouTube in this case. And we're going to label it Pizza Secrets Revealed. I always encourage people to ensure that they use something clever in their marketing and not simply watch our video. So notice you have, in this case, your free vLeads magnet, 4 total icons available to use it whatever you'd like. And then there are 3 different advertisements here. And these advertisements may rotate out. The point is they go to your virtual portal vSmart. I'm sorry, not vSmart, but .com site. And then again, these may rotate out, but it still always goes back to your vSmart. Realize we are on the vLeads magnet sample, so this is already filled in for someone. Actually, we may need to improve that. I'll tell you why. We have to follow this direction right here. So we're going to put, and the directions are always there. So we're going to put the way it says it, http://janesample.yourvirtualportal.com. Because again, we want it to go to our .com site, which is where transactions take place. Your finished vSmart marketing page, in this case, remember, we are Joe Pizza. So we're going to call it, we're just going to put Joe Pizza 44. .yourvirtualportal.net. In the interest of time, we're not going to fill in 3 and 4 right now, but you get the idea that there's 4. So we're going to simply click, and it's done for us. That is how you've just given someone a vSmart for 30 days to check out. And again, they've got all of the same functionality as a standard vSmart in that this is what it looks like when a mobile phone is pulling it up. This is what it looks like on a tablet. This is what it looks like on a laptop. Remember, it's always going back to janesample.yourvirtualportal.com. Everything is integrated. So that is the newbie training, how to set it up. Now the question becomes, what do I do with it? Well, you've got some choices. And I'm not seeing any questions thus far. This is pretty simple stuff. Not seeing questions at this time. So we'll move to, what do I do with it? Well, if you've already shown the pizza shop down the street and they want to come on board, you simply give them this .com site, janesample.yourvirtualportal.com, or whatever your version is. Your version is obviously Joe Smith or whatever the case is. That's how you use that. How you use this one, of course, is to go create and log back in with, on their vSmart, whatever you want to make changes to or whatever the case is. So that's your personal one. And, of course, you want to send this to people to pitch your product. And then janesample44.yourvirtualportal.net/free vSmart. Here's how people use that one. The try before you buy technique is a fantastic one because a lot of people don't do it. And on the internet, it's so important to give people a snapshot of what they're getting. So you might write on Twitter, this is very common. We've got people writing, get your free, what are they calling it? Virtual business card. Free cells, of course. And we'll put forth 30 days. So that's very common, where you might put it. And some people, just to be very clear, you just write this out. There's no special trick. Some people say, well, how do I text my vSmart? Let's move from, say, what we just did here for Twitter and Facebook to, let's say, a text. So we're going to be in our phone that we get from Verizon or AT&T or Sprint. It doesn't matter. And we're going to pretend for a moment that we're on our phone. There's no trick to it. I'm just going to insert a text box. Pretending we're on our phone. Say you want to send this to a friend. I'm simply copying this. And I'm pasting it in. There's no special trick. You don't need the special software. You don't need to buy vGlobal Text in order to get the same functionality. You're simply typing this in with your fingers, the way you would send your neighbor a text. Now notice in this box, it looks as though this link is broken. Please do not tamper with that. Phones are smart. If you're working on a smartphone, it's very smart. It knows that this is one continuous link. If you try to put a space there or undo a space, you've just broken the link. And then that link won't work when somebody clicks on it. It'll work even if it looks like this. Trust me, it'll work. Text it to yourself to see what I mean. Let's say on your text you don't want to offer somebody a free business card. You want to simply tell them, check out my new business that helps me sell more pizza. I'm just using this as an example. Let's take out the free vSmart part. Actually, let's take the whole thing out so I don't confuse. We're simply going to choose this URL, janesample44.yourvirtualportal.net. it looks as though it's broken. But again, smartphones are so smart on text. It is a hyperlink. It will recognize it. It puts it through. You've said to click. When your prospect gets it, it will be a clickable link. It's very smart. So we've covered Twitter and Facebook up here. We've covered texting. Let's cover how you'll use it for email. It's all the same. We have people that use this on their email signatures. So you simply go into your email signature line, say with Gmail or Yahoo or whatever the case is. And let's say currently it says best regards, Joe Pizza. Simply decide if you'd like to use your standard vSmart or you'd like to use your 30-day trial, free trial at the bottom of your signature. Let's say we're using the free trial. And then let's say you want to also advertise your own vSmart, which is your .net site. Because certainly you want people to buy more pizza every time they get an email from you. So let's just do both. And let's say this one was actually Joe Pizza, so we don't confuse. And then give it a snappy title. Let's say you have coupons or something that you put on there. This way, at the bottom of your email signature, you've covered both. You've covered the fact that you want people to buy more pizza, and you've also covered the fact that you want to get credit for anyone who wants to try out the vSmart for 30 days. Let's say there's an entrepreneur at home and you want them to take advantage of it because still it goes to your, it's connected to your .com site. So do you see how it's all integrated? If you just take the steps that you need to execute your home business, your internet home business, it doesn't get any easier than point and click. Give it 1 minute to catch up. We've got a lot running in the background here. And remember, we started with Jane Sample on the top. That was our .com site. Now we have our blank canvas. And let's say we're the bakery next door to the pizza shop. Because remember, our example was that we are using an email signature from Joe Pizza. So again, to recap, we've advertised how to sell more pizza on the bottom of our email signature, how to get more sales for Joe Pizza. And we also want to get duplication going with down the street at the bakery, down the street at the shoe store. So we also want to advertise our own home business. So with that said, it doesn't get any more simple than that, how to use all three sites to benefit. There's one last thing I'm going to recap, and it is if you want to use your vSmart to do live streaming video with, of course, the buttons that are your call to action buttons so that people can purchase more of whatever you're selling, or they can take action to sign up for your subscription or whatever you're wanting people to do. Recall that you have hundreds and hundreds of icons here, from Facebook to Flickr to Join Now to Pinterest, LinkedIn. You've got Skype, you've got shopping baskets. You can simply show your location here if you integrate this with, say, Google Maps. Dollar signs there. You've got donate buttons, credit cards. You've got all of these icons that are calls to action. Gifts. There's your PayPal. There's if there's a sale. So let's say you've completed all of your data here on the left, and you want to use this to show a sale, but you want a live stream video. Very simply, the only thing that's going to go in the window here is a Google Hangout link. When you do a Google Hangout, you are live streaming it through YouTube. So you would simply start your Google Hangout, run it through YouTube, and now you've got live streaming video right here with your calls to action underneath. It doesn't get any better than having everything in one place. So you can be a novice or somebody very technical, and everybody in between can use this. So you can find how to do that on our YouTube channel. And Raza Aziz has created a phenomenal video that you can find on our YouTube channel that illustrates that. So if you are a member who wants to use live streaming video, you are going to go collect Raza's videos here and here. It doesn't get any more simple than that. So with that said, I want to thank you for being on training today and encourage you, if you have not already made your vSmart, to go make your vSmart, have fun with it, and you do need to pass it out to as many people as you can, whether it is on Twitter or Facebook or email signature or text, you do need to pass it out to everyone you know. So thank you for being here. We're going to end the webinar today. It was a simple training. There's no questions, although I do have a comment from Juan. Thank you, Juan. Life is short. Don't end up regretting and looking back that you wish you could have spent your life doing what you love. Figure out what you love to do and find a way to do it and make it a major part of your life. Do it now. So thank you for always having that wonderful ending, Juan, to our training. Richard says, thank you, great info. Thank you, Richard, for being here. Appreciate your time. And we'll be ending the video. Thanks.